Yeah. You already. It's your favorite entrepreneur, Jeezy Cash, the businessman, streaming live from Baltimore, Maryland. And you are now tuned in to the #1 educational podcast streaming on all platforms, the Level Up BMI podcast. And today we got a special guest, a good man from Baltimore City, from East Baltimore, peer recovery specialist, Mr. Dev. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. So I've been researching you, man. I've been seeing you into a lot of things as far as peer recovery and community activists. Could you tell the fans and the followers a little bit about you?
Pretty much, I come from East Baltimore. I'm a Lafayette Project baby, down the hill. Pretty much, try to survive out here. I did some things in life. Right now, I just changed my life. I'm on a different path. Pretty much helping. I'm with helping the community right now, saving the city, because the city's been, messed up and everything like that. So I'm trying to bring that back. I'm with a good company, mgDev. It's run by De'Ara. She's a good person. Look her up. Monument Group. It's like one of the best recovery programs out here. I play a major part in that in a company as far as helping people.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I want to get into a little bit of that.
Right.
So by you doing peer recovery and giving back and helping the communities that we all destroyed at one point in time.
Right.
By doing whatever the things we did in these communities in Baltimore City, I want you to talk to the younger generation and just give them a little bit of inspiration. Could you tell them like some of the things you was into when you were younger and how you transformed into this amazing man you are today?
That I am today, man. Honestly, man, just coming from East Baltimore, man, I ain't had no, I was a concrete baby. I ain't had no parents, So I was really raised outside, literally. Like I learned everything outside. I lost my first best friend when I was 13. His name was Burns. That changed my life forever. So that's what really got me off the porch when that situation happened. I don't want to speak too much about it, but
absolutely.
From there I was outside, man. And what's crazy? We outside and we risking our lives for a block that don't even care about you. That's what I learned with my change. So my part of the change is to try to stop these guys from dying over a block that don't care about you. Now I'm in an environment now, M&G, where I'm around people that actually care about me and care what I do next, what I do later. That's a big and what I do later. These young guys out here, they risking their lives for a block, for a gang, for a neighborhood. And then it's sad because when the ones that make it to 30 years old, you're going to end up coming right to this direction, doing something positive, CDLs. Absolutely. I see a lot of guys doing the CDLs, getting the trucks. I see a lot of people starting their own business. I see he right here doing his podcast. So everybody's doing their thing nowadays. But we got to reach the young people, but it's hard because they don't want to be taught now.
They don't want to listen.
So that's the battle right there. How can he reach them when they feel like they already know everything?
Right, absolutely. So what made you want to make the transition from a street guy to this entrepreneur, community activist, philanthropist, the person you are today?
I'm going to say God. Because I'm saying at the end of the day, like I really didn't know I was doing this. Before this chapter in my life came, I was supplying the whole city full of drugs from Baltimore to a city in Lynchburg. Okay. So I didn't know that this was what my calling was. You don't never, and that's the thing. Like I didn't know that this would be my calling.
Okay. So you're a religious man.
I am. I've been religious because I felt like through all the things that I've been through, right? God had to have been there for me. It couldn't, I had been in situations where it had to be nothing but God.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I feel like and my honest opinion about it is I've read all kinds of books. I feel like I just want to be what they call a disciple. Yeah. And lead the path and follow, extend his word. Live through me and through my mistakes, let me learn, but let me prosper at the same time.
Excellent. So for the younger generation, would you recommend peer recovery? Not the actual job of peer recovery, but like the recovery wise, as far as the trauma that these younger individuals have witnessed and been through in the streets, would you recommend the type of things that you're into to the younger generation?
Most definitely. And it's not even just this. Just get into something positive. Okay. Nowadays, these guys ain't making no money. Jobs is paying more money than what these guys is risking their lives on the streets.
So you're basically saying they need to get out the streets. If you're in the streets, get out.
Just get out.
I agree.
Just get out, because it's nothing. Honestly, it's not. Back when I was trapping, my block was doing 10,000 a day. I talked to a youngin'. He told me he got shot up for $400. So. And I'm thinking like I would spend that on Hayes back in the day. So my thing is with the youngins, I feel like y'all quick to live that lifestyle for that image. The TV is what got them gone, right? The TV and all this drill music,
social media and things like that.
Everybody trying to live up to something instead of being with who they need to be. You know.
So you think they need to put down the phones and pick up the books?
That's what's up. I feel like picking up the books or picking up opportunity. There's plenty of outreach centers, and there's things out there they say it's not, but there are some that's out there.
So I know a major question for your fans would probably be, do you read books?
Yeah. But I don't read it from the actual book.
Okay.
I'm online reading.
Okay.
Because they have a lot of literature online.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's how my mind was able to expand the way it is now. By me reading, listening.
Absolutely.
I think the key thing about us is we don't listen. When somebody's giving wisdom out, when somebody's giving out a gift, we don't learn to listen. So you can put
a number on it. How many books do you think you have read in the past, say, 12 months?
Oh, 12 months on literature? Oh man, because I'm more of a scientific guy.
Absolutely.
So I'm reading. I was reading this morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, literature wise, I'm gonna say I spend about maybe 3-4 hours a day reading literature online, just about life and expanding myself.
My God.
You know, I came from straight trapping and made a 1080 turn and became this peer recovery specialist guy that I am, out here reaching out, saving lives. I'm out here in this company really reaching people. And it's not just any people. It's white people, black people, old people, young people. And I'm reaching them. And
this is the reason I wanted to have you on this podcast, because ever since I met you, you've been an amazing guy, man. You've been, trustworthy. I take your word for whatever it is you say. And I'm actually into peer recovery myself.
Right.
Have you ever been incarcerated?
Of course. Yeah.
Could you talk to him a little bit about that?
I mean, honestly, so I just come home. My house got kicked in 2022. So I sat 14 months over the jail fighting a crime. Okay. And even then, I ran myself home. You know what I'm saying? Like every day that I was in there, I was on that tablet trying to beat my case, because I knew they ran in my house with no warrant. And I needed to prove that on all types of, terms, all types of statutes, all types of everything.
Books.
I was in the books. And that's the thing. When people go to jail, right? It's crazy how many people will pick up a book.
Absolutely. But won't read them on the streets.
But we won't read them on the streets.
So,
and I think that plays a big part too, because we feeding our mind, right, with other stuff that doesn't matter.
So would you say you had a hard bit or easy bit? Was it a straight through, just missing time from the streets, or was it hard in there for you?
Me living in there was comfortable.
Okay.
Me fighting for my freedom and them offering me 26 years. Yeah, it had my mind, but I felt like in my heart, God knew that I didn't do wrong, right? And he was gonna get me up out that situation. And like I said, I stayed in the books. Like, me and my lawyers, she did her side and I did my side, and we actually put that together. And I had beaten my case on what they call motion to suppress the evidence.
Excellent.
And I honestly fought my way home. And when I came home, honestly, I'm not going to say I was a good guy. I came home homeless.
Right.
So I had a brick stashed up in my people's basement. I had to do what I had to do
to get to the grind.
To survive. I came home homeless.
And some of us has to do those type of things when they come home.
Because you have nothing.
Being in those circumstances, but you adapted well and you made it out of it. You transformed from the streets.
Transition over, yes sir.
Right. So I did a bit myself. I did 10 years. Well, I did 8 on 10. Right. And I came home and made a total transformation myself. But so if you could tell the younger generation something about prison, what would that be?
I mean, honestly, don't go there. It's not. Listen, prison ain't fun at all. Honestly, you in there, you being told what to do all day, right? Prison. Listen, this is what it is with prison, right? You don't need to be there if you living right, because that's how it is. If you don't live right, you're gonna go to jail. The thing about prison I hate is that it breaks up a lot of families. You got a lot of fathers that's sitting in there stressed out about their kids, right? But I understand why we out here trying to make a way for the family, right? But we gotta use these opportunities that's out there, these programs, these organizations that's now out there trying to help all the black people. You know what I'm saying? Get your LLC. You know what I'm saying? Start you something. You know, like that. So that's my thing. What I'm trying to do now is, that's why I love to be a part of this podcast, because I love what you're doing, and I feel like feeding this information out there to the kids. You want to sit in a cell, right, with a mat that you might not get, that's uncomfortable, that's probably all flat. You only get 2 sheets and a blanket, right? You're eating 3 meals, right? You're going to eat 3 meals within 10 hours. So you're going to have like 16 more hours before you eat again, right? And then if you don't have no commissary, you're in there starving, right? If you don't have no family, you're in there starving, you crying, you lonely, you horny. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like it's a lot to go with that.
Right.
You gotta be tough. It's gonna be times when you can put your hands up, you're gonna have to fight. You know?
And this is a prime reason, right, why I created the Level Up Business Marketing and Investing podcast, right? I actually created this podcast while I was in prison studying business, and I came home and brought it to fruition. So I try to get guys like you and other interviews that I have to explain to the younger generation that there's more to it than the streets. Could you tell your fans and followers some of the new things that you're into, or things you have going on right now? Because I know you're a gambling man. Because that's one thing we do together.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna lie. Like I find a way to trap to make some extra money. I'm not. So yeah, I do gamble, FanDuel.
Well, tell them how you win so many bets.
I mean, I do.
This is the FanDuel guy here.
Yeah,
you need something about FanDuel, follow his links he gonna plug in.
I probably made about 7,000 probably in the last 4 months.
No cap.
Off of FanDuel. And honestly, that's what you have to do. If you're a real trapper, it's so many other ways to get money besides the streets. Now notice I made 7,000 off just spending like maybe $400 or $500 tops. And that's just because that's me saying I want to make some more money. And the thing is, now I'm in this company, right? And I got a lot of people following me right now. A lot of people. They depending on me to help lead them to where they need to be. See, the drugs is the problem out there, right? Because now y'all on the drugs. And now y'all dope sick. Mm-hmm. And now y'all trying to hide all of that, right? So now y'all committing crimes. Y'all. So that's the problem. The drugs is the problem. The streets is the problem. When you go somewhere to a job or to somewhere else, you're never having no problems. You're getting your money. And that's the key thing to this thing. So my thing is, to me, I told myself, I just want to shine in this company, right? Monument Group, shine in this company, right? And then once I get enough money saved up, I want to start saving homeless people first.
Great.
I want to get some homeless people off the street first. So that's the thing I want to try to start off. I want to start reaching out to the homeless people, because they the ones that are lonely and nobody's caring about them people. Right?
So if they're not to cut you off. So if there's anybody out there who needs help for his recovery, dual diagnosis, mental illnesses or anything, you're welcome at the Monumental Group. It's on Ricestown Road, I'm actually a part of it. 600 Ricetown Road.
Yep.
We're both a part of it. He's a peer recovery specialist. I'm on the way to becoming a peer recovery specialist. Come on and get some help.
Yep.
We're here to help. You know,
we take anybody. You can have an arm, no legs. You can just have a body. We're gonna take you.
Okay, so I wanted you to continue about some of the other things you're into.
And the other things I'm into right now. So my thing right now is I'm about to be a father.
Woo!
You know what I mean?
Congratulations.
I got a son coming May 28th. I got a beautiful wife. So right now, I'm living like this now. You know, life is designed one way, right? And there's only one way, which is you gotta take care of if you're a father or you're a man with responsibilities. That's what it is. You take care of your priorities, right? So right now I'm trying to get myself where I need to be in another 6 months inside this company so I can expand myself. I want to start doing transportations for these programs to take them to their appointments.
That's an excellent industry.
So that's what I'm looking into trying to do now. So I need to just save up a few dollars, get me a few vans, get me a few drivers,
There you go.
and I'm a co-sign with her business and be able to just make some extra. You know what I mean?
So that's a prime example of how you come up in a rough city, a rough environment, able to go to prison, come home and transform, give back to help people. So what we call them a street philanthropist, right?
Okay.
And we say that because we came from the streets and we're giving back. We're trying to heal these same communities that we once tore down by selling poison, robbing, murder, stealing, those things of that nature.
Right.
So, you know, this is a great interview. I'm glad I had a chance to sit down with you and get you to encourage this younger generation to do some other things.
Right. They got you. Cause I don't mean to interrupt you, but the key thing to this thing, man, is y'all got your whole life ahead of y'all, and y'all out here dying before you even turn 21.
Whew.
And that's sad. Because you don't even, some of y'all didn't even have kids. You didn't even be able to leave something behind but a memory. When you could have been something better. You could have been maybe, my thing is I'm going to be a legend. That's who I am. You know what I mean? From dirt, I was dirt in East Baltimore. I was B-More down Lynchburg, Virginia. And I came up here and I'm Dev now. Right? I'm a man with pride. I'm a father. You know, one of my teachers always said, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Ask yourself that one day. Who are you? And I guarantee you won't have an answer to that. I was able to find an answer to that. So now I'm pursuing my dream now, which is helping people that can't help themselves or let themselves down and feel like they can't do it. I bring motivation. I bring inspiration to these people.
Absolutely.
I bring life back into these people. That's what I'm doing. And I'm straight from the streets with it. You understand me? So anything is possible. And that's what y'all need to know. That anything is possible. As long as you put your mind to it,
Put your
your
mind
heart
to
to it, and some effort into it. The same way you put the effort to get out there and stand in the cold for $400.
And he's definitely telling the truth because this is my 6th time in recovery. And I mean recovery because I also had mental illnesses I've been battling, but I actually had a very bad drug habit. I'm glad I kicked the drug habit.
Me too.
Due
Can
to
I
the
explain
help.
some of that?
Absolutely, due to the help of my family, my sister, my grandmother, my father, and my friends.
Right.
Well, Mr. Dave.
So I'm gonna be very honest, right? And you're gonna see me, and I look pretty slick, but I was on dope. I was on the meth. You know what I'm saying? I never smoked no crack, no coke, but I did the dope and the meth. And that's how I knocked my teeth out, all hard up on the dope, smack a tree, separated my lip, broke my cheekbone, split, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was on that. It's a killer, man. Like, I was lying to my kids when they caught me gnawing out, saying I just ain't getting no sleep. You know what I'm saying? Just hadn't a lot of people that deny the fact that you're getting high. You know what I'm saying? Just that feeling. You know how that feels if you're doing that. If you're lying to somebody right now and you're getting high and it makes you feel bad, then you just need to stop. Because that's what you really want to do. You know? Don't do a drug that if you don't have it, you're going to be dope sick. Don't do a drug like that, bro.
So Okay, being as though you explained the type of drugs you was on. Now, when you was on these drugs, what type of things were you doing to acquire the drugs if you weren't able to hustle and,
Well,
you know what I mean? If you didn't have a means.
I was fortunate to always have it because I was
Okay.
selling it by load. So I was fortunate to always have it. But I also was abusing the drugs, more than, I was paying for, using the drugs to have pussy and things like that, mistreating the cut. And that's the thing I hate now, because all the women that I made them suck my dick for some drugs, right? And I'm around these women that just explains how their life is, that they was out there on the corner sucking dick to get a fix.
Real shit.
I'm out there abusing that. That hurts a lot. So that part right there is major. You know what I'm saying? You do things that you don't feel like nobody know. You living a lie when you get high. That's what it is. You living a lie when you get high, because you don't want nobody to know you're doing drugs. And all the people that was good to you, they fall out from you.
What, did you burn any bridges during the time you were getting high?
I did burn some bridges. I did. Yep, I sure did. I'm not gonna lie.
Could you talk to your fans a little bit of how you burnt bridges, and did you repair those bridges you burnt?
I did. So pretty much what I did was, at one point in time, I had fucked up some money pretty bad. You know what I mean? And I fucked it up pretty bad, and I bucked on the dude. But I did turn around and come back, and I had owed him $7,000. But I did come back and give him $5,000. And he appreciated that. Like, I just came back one day and seen him, and I called him and I said, bro, because I got back on my feet again. And I gave him $5,000. And he said that was the realest shit a nigga ever seen do. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
like, I came back on a random day. He didn't even know I was ready to call him or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, where you at, bro? And he didn't really want to talk to me. I said, bro, I got something for you, bro. And he said, all right. I gave him $5,000.
That's amazing.
And that made me feel good, because that was me being the real me and not being on drugs, not being selfish. Because that's what we be when we on drugs. We be selfish. We liars. We stealers. We thieves. We just all about us and our habit.
Right.
I don't want y'all on that. You know what I mean? Just keep fighting. We're going to help you fight. Just give us a chance. Monumental Group, man. I'm telling you, 600 Ricestown Road,
Come
man.
to the Monumental Group.
Right near the 7-Eleven. We're going to save your life. I promise you that.
So being as though, being as that said, right?
Right.
Here at the Level Up BMI podcast, man, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart for stepping in and coming on our podcast today, and just giving the youth some inspiration, some motivation.
Right.
And
I want to give a shout out to you, because I appreciate it.
You,
like
man.
you listen to me. The things you're doing right now, your mindset, I love it. You know what I'm saying? And the way that you transition the same way I transition, and you have a path, you have a journey, and I love it. And I appreciate you for being on here, man. Just keep your head up, man. We're gonna help y'all.
So before we get out of here, I want you to tell your fans and your followers every way they can find you on social media. They can get up with you. They can talk to you.
Yeah.
Any outlets they can holler at you.
You can follow me on Facebook, mgDev, and on Instagram, I'm Dev2Funny. Snapchat, I'm Dev2Funny. I am funny. I do a lot of videos. I got a lot of comedy shit I was doing before, but I haven't had time because I've been in the business. But I will make you laugh. I promise you that. I'm a funny guy. Besides the interview right now, I'm pretty funny, So
we're gonna actually do a part 2 of this, because that's something I didn't really know, but we're gonna get into that on part 2.
Yeah, I'm really funny.
So we want to shout out Mr. Dev for coming through the Level Up BMI podcast today, and my slogan: put the guns down and pick the books up.
You heard me. I love that.